Hello, everybody. Welcome. Good morning.
Morning.
Ansley, what time is it over there?
Hi, it's 5 o'clock.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad at all.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're waiting for a number of other people to join. There's more. Here comes Sally from across the pond, too. I'm going to send a quick email out to everyone else because we got a couple people saying they're having troubles with the link. So I'm going to send that email real quick. So just say hello to everyone before we get started. Here comes Danny.
How do I get?
Hey, Ann.
Hey there. Sorry we're late. If in a normal mass week, we would have had plenty of time to leave right after communion and get home, and you would have never known that we had gone to 10 o'clock mass. But there were like 3 extra things in mass this week.
You're extra.
It's vocations week. It was not our regular priest, and then one of our regular priests came on to talk about the pledge campaign. So anyway, all that, it ran late, and so I'm on my phone, and Ernie's driving, but he's here.
Hi, y'all.
So there he is.
You're here, and that's all that matters.
But I'm trying to find on my phone. I haven't done Zoom on my phone in a while, so I can see everybody else. Because right now I can't see everybody else.
Oh, good.
It's going to be a few minutes. We're still letting people in.
Okay.
Hi, everybody else.
Oh, looks like a great move.
This is a great group.
I got my Stetson homecoming cup from a couple of years ago.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think this is the last one we had in person. Or wait, no, I guess 2019 was the last one we had in person. And then
Hopefully next year we'll be back in person, but we'll do hybrid because this has been nice for those folks who are like abroad or out in California, right, Jeff? Who might not be able to make it. Hi. All right, folks are still coming in. Mike, did you hear from Jane and Wayne? Oh, it sounds like Mike's on the phone. He must be trying to help them in.
How was the inauguration? Did anybody go? Or
It was good.
I went in person. It was really cool.
Mike, did you talk to Jane and Wayne?
So no. Let me call them though.
Okay.
I will call them right now.
All right. Inauguration was really neat. It was unfortunate because he wanted to have it outside and then it rained for 2 days straight. And we had to move it into the Edmunds Center, which was still incredible and lovely. And here's Krista. His true down-to-earth, kind nature just really shone through. He's a very personable president, and I can't wait for COVID to be over so everybody gets to know him better because he's just so wonderful. Good morning, Krista.
Good morning. Sorry, I'm not really screen present right now. So,
no problem.
But it is wonderful to join everybody. And this is so exciting. I don't know if Rena explained, I'm 3 months into the job, and this is just a wonderful opportunity to see so many faces and meet so many people. And of course, the Novaks and the Edmunds family is just an incredible partner with Stetson. So pleased to be with them.
Absolutely. Krista, we are still waiting on, oh, here's Allison. We're still waiting on Wayne and Jane. Mike's on the phone with them. But we've got Ann and Ernie in the car coming home from Mass. They're quadruply blessed today because Mass ran long. So, okay. So I know we have Ansley and Sally abroad. Is anybody else coming from across the ocean? Camila, where are you?
I am presently in Norwich in the UK. So it's like Eastern England. Yeah, I'm It's a great time so far. It's not quite as warm as Florida and the sun sets at 4, but I'm enjoying it.
Wonderful. I'm glad you could join us. And Chloe, you're abroad too, right?
Yeah, I'm also in England. Leicester right now.
Gotcha. Did I miss anybody else who's abroad? Well, what we will do today is like we did last year, where we'll have Wayne and Jane and Ann and Ernie give a few words just in the beginning to say hello. And then Dr. King will facilitate just going around and giving updates like we've done. We all know that you were all trained quite well by J. Ollie Edmunds when he would have you all give the updates in front of all the president, the vice presidents, the deans, right? Into the camera, remember? I know some of you remember that.
Yeah, the new folks don't have to do that as much, so
Yeah.
they luck out. But I did just talk to Jane, and she's gonna join in a second. And when
Okay.
she does, we can get going for real.
Great, great. Well, you know what I'll do? I'll go ahead and introduce just a couple of folks who are on with us today that Jane and Wayne already know very well, just to kind of get us started, and I'll keep an eye on the waiting room. So we're so excited to have you all here for homecoming and the Edmunds family reunion. I'm so excited to have all of your faces on here virtually, and I really hope next year we're together in person. But I promise for those of you who won't be able to be here next year, we'll do a hybrid version because we know how to do that now. That's one of the things we've learned throughout COVID. We're pretty good at that. So for those of you who don't know me, I think I know most of you, but my name is Rena Tovar Arroyo, and I've been at Stetson for nearly 17 years. And I enjoyed working with many of you when I was Dean of Students and VP for Campus Life. But the past 8 years, I've been over in development and alumni engagement and love what I do. And Krista had shared that she is new with us, but I also wanted to let you know that Dr. Rolke sends his regrets that he can't be here today because he still has a number of family in town. And some of them are still leaving today. They're going to the airport. They're doing all of that, but he really wanted to be here, but he sends his regrets and he says hello to everyone. So Krista, who briefly introduced herself, is our new Vice President for Development. And she spent most of her career at Duke. And prior coming to Stetson, she served as the VP for Institutional Advancement and Communications at Converse College. And she's a tremendous advocate for all of you and our 44,000 alumni. Amy Gibson is also on the call today. Hi, Amy. Amy is our Associate Vice President for Development. She's a tremendous colleague and a wonderful friend to the Edmunds families and the laureate as well. We're all your advocates. And then Amy Datis sends her greetings as well. She's going to jump on the call in a little bit. And she is our new Director of Alumni Engagement and has done a beautiful job leading us all through COVID and shifting. And really the alumni engagement team taught the rest of the university how to do this virtual programming stuff. So I'm very, very proud of them. And then lastly, someone who needs no introduction. Oh, did I hear Jane? Nope. Okay, lastly, someone who needs no introduction is Dr. Mike King up there in the corner. Mike is going to lead us through the rest of the reunion while each of you give your updates. And before we turn it over to Mike, let's see if Ann and Ernie would like to say a few words of welcome. If you can do that from your car, Ann, that would be really great.
Sure. Greetings from Chattanooga, Tennessee. We are specifically right now heading home on Missionary Ridge. We bought a house on Missionary Ridge, which is a significant piece of the Civil War history. Chattanooga was really critical in the Civil War, and it also means that if we had really good view, you could see the city of Chattanooga to our left here as we're about 2,000 feet up on the ridge.
But I'm driving.
But Ernie's driving, and so. We moved here about 15 months ago, for those of you that we didn't get the pleasure of visiting them last year. And hi, Wayne. And, I'm doing college counseling and survived the November 1 deadline. And we're just really enjoying fall here. It is, the leaves are starting to change. And our new favorite hobby is birding. So if anybody wants to talk birds and doesn't yet know about the Merlin Bird ID app, we would be happy to share that new passion with you. But we are super excited to just hear all of the wonderful and amazing things that you are doing, because we know that you contributed great things to Stetson, and
I
we
haven't
know
got any
that
voice yet.
now Stetson invested in you, and you're doing great things for the rest of the community and the rest of the world. So we look forward to hearing more about you.
Wonderful, thanks, Anne. And I see that we have Wayne and Jane on now. Hi, Wayne. Wayne, I think we have you muted if you can unmute. And hi, Jane.
Good morning.
Hi, Jane.
Apologize. We had a surprise visit from Maisie Jane and the girls, and then we had another group of people here. So the time flew for us. So
no problem. That's a good reason. But look, Jane, everybody's here.
Wonderful. We're too close, Wayne.
I'm moving.
Okay.
Great. So Jane, do you want to say just a few words of welcome to the group, and then we'll have Mike lead them through their updates?
I will do that. I will do that. Are they on now? Okay.
Everybody's here. They're
Okay.
waving to you.
Oh, I can't see. I've got to get the group gallery view. Oh, hi, everybody. Greetings to all, and my apologies, but we had a surprise visit from our granddaughter, and she appeared, and she is a full-time, she is nonstop 2.5-year-old. So I'm sorry I was late. So hello, everyone, and welcome. And I can't tell you how excited I am to see you all. So you're getting it up.
Very good. Well, thank you for Jane. And I'll turn it over to Mike now, and we'll get started with the updates. And at the end, then Jane and Anne and Ernie and Wayne, we'd love to just have you say a few more words. And I'm recording this for those who couldn't come, so we'll be able to share it with everyone.
How many people do we have, Rena?
We have right now we have 26 people.
Wonderful.
So good turnout.
Goodness. Okay.
All right, guys. So the plan is, a few minutes to give us all an update. The order doesn't really matter, but I thought it might make sense to start with folks who are overseas. That who knows what will happen with the connection, although everyone seems to be pretty good. And if anybody needs to sort of leave the call early and jump in before, that would be fantastic. But Sally, why don't we start with you? I know you're overseas, and then we can go, Ansley, you can go after that. Sally, you're up first.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, Sally.
Okay, great. Hello. It's so good to see everyone. I'm really, really happy to see you all. I am currently in Brussels, as Dr. King mentioned. I've been here for 1.5 years now, working as an assistant to a Bulgarian member of the European Parliament. I am really liking my job still. We work on a lot of digital and tech topics, so it's been super relevant recently, which is very nice. Recently, I also started working on actual legislation, so that's been really cool. Like the first year that I was at the Parliament, I was doing a variety of things like going to committees, hearings, helping my boss prepare for events. And now I stepped into more of an advisor role, working on actual policy. So we're working on legislation that's tackling illegal content on the different online platforms. So it's really, really interesting. And I've really enjoyed it. And also recently we're having some reshuffles in the team. So it's been super dynamic, you could say. Some colleagues leaving, some going. So even though it's only been 1.5 years, I feel like a good amount of responsibility, which is always nice. Outside of the Parliament, I am playing volleyball still. I actually was playing earlier today. Even though in Brussels, it's a bit tricky because now we're playing in like 6-degree weather, and I've been playing beach volleyball, so we're outside all the time. But it's really nice. It's a good community of people, really from all over Europe. I think that's my favorite part of living in Brussels is you meet people every single day from different countries, different backgrounds, and everyone's super friendly and always looking to share more about their life and their interests. And funny story, there's actually another Stetson alum that's currently here doing a Fulbright scholarship. So I got connected to him through Dr. Nyland and through Danny Humphrey. So Stetson really is everywhere, which is really, really nice. And yeah, outside of volleyball, just traveling a bit more now that we have, the COVID passes and everything in Europe. It's been fairly okay, I would say. And also seeing my family whenever I can there in Bulgaria now. So I get to go home and see them, which is really nice. But yeah, overall, very happy at the Parliament. I plan to stay probably until the end of my boss's mandate, so until 2024. And then I'll be off to get my master's or whatever degree comes up at that time. But the plan is to be here for now. So if you find yourself in Brussels, please let me know. Miss you all.
Okay. So where do you live, Sally? Where are you residing?
I'm in an apartment with two of my friends, two Italians. We're living 10 minutes from the Parliament and pretty close to the city center in Brussels. So it's a nice location. It's very close to many other cities too for traveling.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And was the other Fulbright, was that a Stetson student or not?
A Stetson student. Yeah, he was a political science major, and he's here doing a Fulbright. His name's Jack Kelly. I think there's actually, Stetson's writing an article about him or something. So you'll read about it soon. He's doing very cool work here.
Oh, good. You look wonderful.
You too, Jane.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Ansley, go ahead.
Hey guys, it's so great to see everyone. I'm currently studying in Switzerland, which has been amazing. I've been able to travel all over. I've met people from all over the world. The other night, my roommate and I actually hosted a dinner with people from 7 different countries, which was a great experience. So I feel like I'm, getting the full learning experience by being here. I guess since we last talked, I interned at a law firm over the summer doing personal injury work and elder law. I've also continued doing data entry for my company, virtual elder law assistant. And recently I've taken over a position as the assistant to the editor on 2 academic journals. I don't know if you know Dr. Michelson in the business school. He's the editor, so I've been working for him. Next semester, I'll be studying in South Korea, which I'm very excited about. And I'll be graduating in the fall of 2022 since I was delayed a semester due to COVID. And then after that, I plan on applying to law school. So it's been a great time and I'm excited to return to campus, and hopefully some of the COVID restrictions will be kind of back to normal, and maybe we can all meet in person, but it's really great to see everyone. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Camilla, why don't you go next, and then Chloe, please.
All right. So great to see all your faces. It makes me also makes me so happy. So I'm so glad we were able to do this. I am studying, as I briefly, some people joined the call after I said, but I'm currently in Norwich in England. I guess I should say I'm a junior this year for those who don't know me, but yeah, I've been having a great time so far. I've been able to travel around a little bit. I'm studying politics here, so I get to see a European perspective on Americans, which is very interesting, even though we're, England technically isn't in Europe anymore. But I'm taking a class on the EU. So Sally, I'm learning all about what you all do in Parliament, which is, great. Keep up the work. Excellent. But besides that, I'm in a number of societies here. So there's a Conservation and Wildlife Society, there's a Politics Society, and on the athletic side of things, I'm in the swim club. So we've been able to do meets all around. I mean, there's only been able to do one so far, but there's a meet coming up in Warwick, wherever that is. So I'll be doing that. But besides that, yep, I've been traveling around a little bit. My sister came over and she visited. She lives in Florida. And so we went to Paris, and it was funny. I was walking down the street. you know, as one does. And I look at a bench, and sitting down is someone I knew from a Stetson class. He did his study abroad from Spain to Stetson. And I was like, I did a double take. I was like, wait, I know you. And he would roll into class every day. We had a human rights and resilience class together freshman year. And I was like, wait, how do I know you? So testament to the fact that Stetson is in fact all over the place. Yeah, but besides that, I'm very, I miss everyone at home, miss all of you. And I'm very much looking forward to being back, but definitely, making the most of my time here. Great to see you all.
Chloe.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm the other junior right now, also in England. My major is molecular biology. I'm pre-med. So I think it's a really cool opportunity that I get to study abroad because I don't think a lot of pre-med students get to. But I have some time to stall before graduating, so I'm doing it, and it's been great. I ended up, just before coming here, I'll say that first, in May this summer, I took the MCAT, and I ended up scoring very well, which was so relieving for me because I thought I didn't do well, but I did very well. So that is out of my mind now, so I get to get it out a year ahead, so I'm very, very blessed. And yes, then I came here with no stress then, and I joined a society as well. I joined the volleyball team. I thought it was a club team. Apparently it is the actual school's team, so I can officially say I'm a college athlete. Actually, our first game we just won, and I was voted MVP, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's fun. That's what I'm doing here right now. Back home in my double life with America as well, I have been given the job of the lead coordinator for focus orientation. So I am the top person in charge of that student-wise, and it's so fun. I'm so excited. And I'm the president of the pre-health fraternity right now, which is interesting doing that virtually, but I have a great exec team that has been very wonderful with it. And I was just chosen as VP1 for my sorority as well, and asked to be a SPI, which is Stetson peer instructor for organic chemistry when I get back. So lots waiting for me when I get back. But right now I'm just having fun meeting people. I went to Warwick Castle yesterday, which was really great. I really want to travel more. I feel guilty because I'm not traveling enough, but I just need to start going out there by myself and experiencing it. So that's what I've been doing. And yeah, I don't know if there's a ton more. I'm sure there is, but any questions?
All right, thank you, Chloe. Let's continue with the current scholars if we can. Just a quick update. Wyatt and Miranda go next, and then we'll just jump right in with the freshmen, Bella and Sugith after that. So go ahead, Wyatt, please.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Wyatt Seiss. If you don't know me now, you know me. I am studying in the beautiful, exotic, amazing locale of DeLand, Florida. I am not studying abroad currently, but it is still awesome to be on campus. I hope to study abroad fall of next year in Madrid, so I'm trying to get everything figured out for that. As of now, I'm a history major, and so we're all gearing up for our SURE grant applications. SURE grant, the big grant that everyone wants at Stetson. Right now, my research focus is on the development of the civil rights movement in tandem with the development of the U.S. Air Force, and that might allow me to work with an organization my father's a part of to go over and search for the remains of a Tuskegee Airman who was shot down over Terracina, Italy. So that's a really cool thing that I'm hoping to get done within the next year and a half on the history major side of things. And on the other side of things, Rena and Danny have been working super hard behind the scenes about this, but the Stetson mock trial program is off the ground right now. We competed at Florida State a few weekends ago, and we're gearing up to compete against Flagler University. It's super exciting. A lot of people are involved in it, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. I'm super excited for all the things that studying have to offer, and that's pretty much all I have right now. So I'm going to give it off to Miranda.
Wyatt did excellent at Florida State, almost won a trophy on both sides, which is phenomenal for a first-time competitor.
Hi, Danny. All right. Well, congrats, Wyatt, on your FSU competition. And for those of y'all that don't know me, I'm Miranda. I'm the other sophomore Edmunds scholar, and I'm double majoring. I'm an applied math major with a finance concentration right now, and then also a world languages major with a Hispanic studies concentration, which is basically like the fancy way of saying Spanish. But I am currently a student employee for academic advising. I'm the vice president of Tri Alpha, which is a new honor society here on campus for first generation college students. So we're really like trying to promote our involvement on Stetson's campus and just really try to get our name out there right now. I'm also potentially going to be a math tutor for DeLand High School. They're really trying to partner with Stetson right now and helping some of their students that are struggling in certain math subjects and on the EOCs and stuff to really just try and build a partnership between our two schools to hopefully help them succeed. So I'm looking to hopefully do that in the spring semester. As well as I'm hoping to study abroad in Innsbruck this upcoming summer for a month with the School of Business program and take some classes over there, as well as hopefully study abroad in Madrid in fall 2022 as well, which is where me and Wyatt didn't plan that, but we might be abroad in the same place next semester if all things work out. So we're following in Chloe and Camilla's footsteps. But and then I'm just searching for right now a finance internship, hopefully next semester if I can attain one. If any of y'all have any advice on how to get one, that would be very much appreciated because I'm coming up short on a few of my job searches, but I'm really hoping just to get that field experience. So that's my life right now.
Bella?
I'll go. Hi, my name is Bella Grace. I'm a freshman here. I'm majoring in health science on the pre-med track. I actually just joined Alpha Epsilon Delta, which Chloe is the president of. So I'm super excited for that. I went through recruitment earlier this semester and I joined Alpha Chi Omega. I absolutely love it. I got my big and she's amazing. She's a music minor here. And so she has the most angelic voice. Within my sorority, I've been voted to the exec board. I'm on the CRS, which basically just keeps protocol going within the sorority. I'm in charge of academics, things like that. I've also been elected the Hatterthon captain within my sorority, which essentially means that I'm responsible for raising funds within the sorority. We've won for the past 4 years, so the pressure is really on for me. But that really goes along with my little brother was born with a cleft lip, and so just being able to raise money for children and the Miracle Network is something I'm really passionate about. So I'm really excited to be able to step into this role within my sorority. So yeah, I'll pass it off to you, Siggy.
Hey everyone, I'm Sajid, the other current freshman, an admin scholar. I'm majoring in finance with a concentration in investments, as well as a double major in economics and a triple major in data analytics and accounting. Just a little for my finance background, my goals are going into investment banking. I've got an M&A internship at a private equity fund for the summer, so I'm super excited for that. And I'll be continuing to pursue the mergers and acquisitions and try to get into the private equity field as quick as possible. Some stuff that I'm involved in here has been rather limited, but I'm hoping I can get involved a lot more. I'm currently in joining the club, which is technically unofficial, for Ban the Box, which is basically trying to have anyone who was once criminalized or incarcerated to have the opportunity to still seek jobs or other forms of stuff without having to fill that box out. It works for the College Board when trying to apply for schools. So those are things that I'm really passionate about, especially within the socioeconomic systems that we currently have. So I've been working towards exploring that, what I want to do apart from investment banking, just towards creating a community system that I can work on. Another huge part for me is just working in mutual aid. So while it's contradictory, I am currently in my own bubble trying to figure out what I actually truly want to do apart from investment banking, as well as just mutual aid work. So yeah, just just really exploring and having a great time at Stetson, being able to have a different education and a diverse background for me to really understand what I want to do in the future.
Cool.
Thanks,
You may be
Sujeet.
interested to know that the common application no longer has that question. So many of you might have applied to Stetson on the common application, and that the criminal history question is no longer there.
All right, so we've met all the current scholars and Sally, a recent one. So a pretty amazing group of folks so far. But I'd like to switch now, and we can go back to the beginning. Dr. Hamrick, how about going next?
Sure. I don't think I have much in the way of updates. It's really good to see everyone this morning and to see the how large and complex and diverse this group has become over the years. Good to see you, Jane and Wayne and Anne and everyone else. I'm still a vice provost at the University of San Francisco, which is a Jesuit Catholic institution in the city of San Francisco. I've got a joint appointment here as a professor of data science and finance. And in my capacity as administrator, I manage the university's budget and its Office of Institutional Research and its professional certificate programs and its branch campuses and a number of other things on behalf of the provost. I bought out the rest of my building while I was in the middle of the pandemic here. And so I'm getting a unit renovated and then I'm going to move. That's a big deal in San Francisco because no renovation is done in less than an infinite amount of time here. So, but that project should wrap up soon. I'm probably getting a little bit long in the tooth in this role. So I'm starting to think about my next steps post vice provost at USF and haven't done anything yet, but maybe we'll do something in the near term. That's all from me. And yeah, I was one of 2 original Edmunds scholars in the year 1997. Are now all the Edmunds scholars the new ones born after 1997? That must be the case, right? Wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I'm aging with dignity, just like my colleague Katie, who I see is on the line. So
Yeah, there's some of us who are older than you, Jeff, so you just need to stop.
Yes. Katie, why don't you go next then?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that lovely thought, Jeff. I did not think that they have all been born after we even started college. Thank you for that. I'm Katie Harrigan. I was Katie Harrigan in college. Hey, Jane. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Anne. It's so good to see you all. And it's just such a joy to see what this program has become. Like Jeff was saying, there were 6 of us at the time that I started in 1998. And this is just, I think the vision has come true. It's so great to see what all of the students are doing and the beautiful things that you all are, the lives you're touching all over the world. I am still at Duke Energy, still practicing law, doing the litigation for Duke Energy. My office is in St. Petersburg, Florida. The older I get, the farther away from Stetson, the more I think about how I'm giving back to Stetson. So I have a Stetson internship that I do with Duke, and we actually hired one of our Stetson interns this year. So that's exciting to me. My son Jack is 12, and he yes. You may remember I brought him a few years ago. He was little, and now he's 12. He's in middle school and he's playing hockey, and that keeps us busy, playing the saxophone now, like his dad did. His dad was a music major or music scholarship at Stetson with the saxophone. And then I guess a lot has happened in the last 2 years. I got married in May 2019, became Catholic first, and then got married because I had to do that to get married in the Catholic Church. And I love hearing about all of you who are still playing all of your sports, because I tried to play co-ed softball this summer and I tore my labrum. So that is how, that is where I'm at. I'm just like, my body is just not the same as it used to be, speaking of being older.
She was the amazing softball star, I have to say. You have to.
Yeah,
it was just amazing.
It was fun. Those are great times, and I love keeping up with the softball program. And I stay in touch a lot with Stetson's Law School.
So I keep thinking about, we should be doing more, with, especially as far out as I am. So that's this reminded me to kind of get focused on that and what else am I going to do for Stetson to keep this going. So thank you all very much. I really appreciate the chance to be here and see you all.
Wonderful. Jeff, I'm only say one quick thing. I had a little quick thing with Trinity, who has such busy kids that she was not able to be here today, but she sends her love. She was Jeff's the first two scholars, the original to Trinity. So.
Okay, if I'm correct, Katarzyna, are you next? I think maybe you should go next.
Hi. Are you guys kicking at me? Hi. So Catherine, Mckady, and obviously I see I'm looking at my intro, my name on here. So I am still at Team Wasserman, so a sports marketing agency that has grown from, I don't know, 50 people when I started 9 years ago to now 450 people all over the world. And Ernie, it's great to see you guys. Jane and Wayne, it's great to see you guys too. It's been so long. I also am living vicariously through all of the stories of, the current scholars, all of the things that you're doing, maximizing, making the best of your college experience. I'm thinking back to all the things that at one point in my life I could have said I was doing. Now what I will say I'm doing is two full-time jobs. So still working at Wasserman, associate vice president. For those who work in the finance world, one of my two clients right now is Goldman Sachs. So if you're so inclined, let's talk offline. But I guess I do a weird fun job, which is all day long I basically tell people how to do marketing in sports. So I was at the F1 race in Austin being hosted by Formula One the other weekend. Now I'm going to be annoying to them about how I'm going to negotiate a deal. So they'll really like me after hosting me. And then I think my bigger day-to-day job is I am now in Columbus, Ohio. I actually just sold my house in DeLand last week that I had had for 10 years. It felt like the right time, but I was pretty sad about it. So Columbus, Ohio, living in the suburbs, moved up here for my fiance, who has two daughters, 16 and 13, who live with us the majority of the time. And then we have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So we are all kids all the time. He thankfully has them somewhere. I assume they're not in the house because I can't hear them right now. So they're out and about. And we are trying to teach them to love birding. So I do have the Merlin bird ID app on my phone. We live out in the middle of the woods. And so we love to do that with the kids. So all of that said, it's so great to see this group. And as we think about the oldest, who's a junior in high school, starting to do her college search, and she is the consummate first child overachiever, right? She's in band, she's in choir, she's in theater. She has something to do every single day of the week. She is the model that we all think about. As we start to think about her college experience and funding her college experience, I can't say thank you enough to the Edmunds family for providing all of us this opportunity. I think it's hard to, you intellectually appreciate it as intelligent people when you get into college. It's once you're out of college, trying to get a job, making your way in the world, and or trying to put a child through college, that you really understand what that investment means. So big thank you from our family to your family for believing in all of us and investing in us. We appreciate it.
All right, I think maybe Allison and Maureen, I think you guys are up next.
Sure. I'll go first, I guess. I'm Allison. I was a 2006 graduate, a sociology major. I can't remember exactly what points I emphasized last year or how much has changed, but I'm still really involved. I'm a town council member in the town of Camden. And that's something that I sort of found myself doing because I was frustrated with other people. And it's taken on almost like a full-time job. kind of scenario where the more you learn, the more things there are to fix and the more problems there are to identify with government, and working a lot right now on climate change adaptation, river restoration, dam removal, and sort of being in the position of being a small municipality and trying to implement state climate change recommendations, explaining science to the general public, and doing that in a very sort of old form of government where every single thing that we do gets voted on by everybody. I can't remember what form of government DeLand had, whether it was a city council or, but I think a lot about that, and I wonder how much, how involved Stetson students are at the local level. I remember some. But municipal officials really need a lot of help on matters of science and getting people paying attention. So I hope Stetson's doing its best there. I've been trying to think a lot more about ways that I could be involved in Stetson. I really miss Florida a lot. I haven't been back there hardly at all, except for just a few days. I guess it was almost 2 years ago now, and I was there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is why this is why I liked it so much there. So definitely looking for opportunities to get more involved in Stetson. I also really involved with an organization called New Day Syria, who send medical supplies to Syrians that have been displaced by the violence there. So humanitarian shipping containers. I work a lot with the hospitals here to identify items that are going to be discarded. Every Friday, I pick up everything from like extra oversupply hand sanitizer to retired exam tables. A lot of that just would be destined right for the scrap metal or for the construction debris bin. And we're able to get a lot of that over to Syria. So that's been extremely gratifying. And yeah, I am just eternally grateful for the opportunity of the scholarship. I'm still connected with a lot of Stetson professors. It's one really great thing about Facebook is that every time I post something, I get a lot of input, like really good quality input, some really poor quality input, but a lot of really good quality input from many of the contacts that I developed at Stetson. So thank you so much. It's really great to be here. Oh, and I have 2 kids that take up a lot of time too. I have an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old who are also not here right now because you would hear them otherwise. But yes, great to see everyone.
Great. Hi guys, I'm Maureen O'Shaughnessy. I had to find a quiet aisle at Target because like most of the older scholars, I've got 2 young kids at home, so trying to multitask. I'll make it brief because I know we sort of did a life update last time for most people, but I was pre-med and international studies at Stetson and studied abroad in Madrid. So excited to hear that some of the new scholars are doing that. I also was an Alpha Chi, so I forget the name of our new Edmunds, but that's exciting that you are also an Alpha Chi. So I went to medical school in Miami. Before I went to medical school, I did a gap year working in Madrid, trying to just make sure I wanted to do medicine. And so if any of the pre-med students have questions about that, happy to talk offline. And then I did my orthopedic surgery residency at Mayo Clinic and a hand surgery fellowship at Stanford. And I'm in Kentucky now. My 3rd year of practice as a hand surgeon. So just had a second daughter. So I've got a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and life is very busy and hectic, but very wonderful. I got to meet up for the Edmunds initiative. I don't think Wyatt talked about that, but that was a great program that he was spearheading to try to get some advertisement on campus about the Edmunds Scholars. So that was great to connect with some of the undergraduates. And again, Jane, it's so great to see you, and Anne as well.
I have a question. Where in Kentucky are you at? I'm from Kentucky.
Lexington at University of Kentucky.
Okay, yeah, I thought you might be there. Cool. I'm from Louisville, but I'm a
wonderful.
UK fan, so go Cats.
Yeah, except for the game last night wasn't so great, but.
Sammy, why don't you continue?
All right, I guess my put myself next in line, didn't I? Let's see here. I know I gave an update last year, so I won't really talk about most of that stuff. I'll just give kind of an update of what's changed since then. So I have been, well, I guess I'll start with what I did at Stetson. So I graduated in 2014, for those who don't know me, and I majored in math, as well as a minor in finance. And I played on the golf team for all 4 years. So definitely it's fun to have my experience at Stetson and be a student athlete and get to do all the really fun activities on campus. But since then, I went to University of Florida and got a master's in statistics with a focus on data science and machine learning. So I've been at my company, Northrop Grumman, since 2017. And recently, earlier this year, our division for Northrop Grumman actually got purchased by a different company. So I'm still in the same job. I still have all the same coworkers and everything, but technically I'm under the umbrella of a different organization. So now I work for a company called Peraton, but been really liking it so far. I know it's a little bit kind of scary whenever the company transition happens like that, because it's hard to know how it's going to work out. But so far everything's been really good, and I really like the leadership of our new company. So grateful for that. So in that job, I'm kind of at a really fun intersection of public health and data science. So I work with within the division of public health. We have a lot of different customers. So things like National Institutes of Health, Centers for Disease Control, Centers for Medicaid and Medicare. So it's fun to get to work on lots of different projects for different customers. And I know a lot of you guys are in the health field, more on the patient-centered side of things. But for those of you who are interested in working in health, more on the data and IT side of things, feel free to reach out because I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So recently I've been working, like I said, on several different projects, but the ones that have been the most fun are there's one project I've been working on called Import. So that's spelled IMMPORT. And that is something that our team has done with the National Institutes of Health, specifically see if I get this acronym right. It's NIAID, which is the National Institute for Allergy and Infectious Diseases. So of course that's been extremely relevant with all of the COVID stuff going on. And the whole purpose of that particular program, which I think is really cool, they provide an open source repository for researchers to publish their data associated with the research papers that they've published. And so the purpose is to allow that data to be freely shared among other researchers so they can download it, combine it with the data that they've been working on, and just be able to use that and come up with new insights to help advance public health. And one of the programs that I've had a lot of fun working with under the umbrella of Import is with the March of Dimes. So you wouldn't think that allergy and infectious diseases would be really related to like pregnancy outcomes, but there's actually quite a bit of overlap between your body's immune system and how it reacts to pregnancy. And so that's one of the theories of why preterm birth is so prevalent. And so some of the research funding is directed towards March of Dimes efforts. So we work with several different universities across the country in their research and trying to prevent preterm birth. And then I also work with the CDC a lot. So one of my major programs is with the Division of Diabetes. And so we have a program to try to basically introduce lifestyle changes in those who are identified as having prediabetes, which means you're at a higher risk of developing diabetes. And that's something that's reversible with improvements in your diet and lifestyle and exercise and things like that. And so it's really rewarding to feel like the work that we're doing is getting to help people live healthier lives. And then more on the personal side, I know I mentioned this last time, but Kyle and I got engaged shortly before the pandemic started. So of course that feels like forever ago now. And with all the COVID restrictions, the wedding planning has been slow goings to say the least. But we have finally gotten to complete all of our pre-marriage prep stuff within the Catholic Church, and we are tentatively planning for our wedding spring of next year. So we're very excited about that. Kyle has been working at NG for about a year and a half now. He really likes it a lot. He's working with the materials engineering group there. He started after he finished his PhD in materials engineering last year.
And he was recently promoted to team lead for the program that he's on. So definitely proud of him for that. And then more on the fun side, we work with a couple of cat rescue organizations here in the Melbourne area. Oh, I forgot to mention that. I'm in Melbourne, Florida, so about an hour and a half from DeLand. So yeah, we work with a couple of cat rescue groups to foster cats before they're ready to get adopted to their forever home. So right now we have 2 foster cats. One of them was nearby a few minutes ago, but she seems to have wandered off. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So happy to answer any questions. And if anyone's interested in, working in data science or how that intersects with the healthcare fields, feel free to reach out.
All righty, thanks. How about Michaela? I think you're up next, and then Jamie and Danny, please.
Hey everybody, I'm Michaela. So I graduated in 2015. And then I got a master's and I traveled abroad and lived in Spain for a year. And now I'm in med school in Detroit. So I'm a second year at Wayne State, which is going by really fast, thankfully. So there's not much to talk about because med school is kind of all consuming at the moment. But I guess within school, I am on the board for Street Med Detroit, which is an awesome organization where we go around and we basically give healthcare to the homeless population. So we do shelter runs and then street runs, and the shelter runs we go to local churches, and then we actually have one tomorrow that I'm leading. So we go to the church and then we have everybody come in and we just give healthcare, and a lot of it's just foot cleaning and ibuprofen and stuff like that. But it's still really cool to actually talk with the people and get to know them. And then the street-based runs are one of my favorites because you actually go out into the streets and you get to see where people are at. And a lot of those days we just give out sandwiches and blankets and sleeping bags. But it's really cool because we kind of have our regular people that we can go and help, and they get to know you. So I really love it. And I'm also a peer mentor for the M1s, which is going really well so far. And then outside of school, I'm training for a marathon, which I'm super excited about because I've wanted to run one for forever, and I'm finally just going to do it. So it's going to be in Ventura in February. So it's going to keep me staying through step prep, hopefully. So yeah, if you have any questions or want to reach out, feel free to contact me.
But we have some hands up before you jump in. Peter,
oh, yeah.
What's up? And Camilla, you had your hand up too, didn't you? Oh, you were applauding.
Thanks.
How about you, Peter? What's your hand?
Mine's up, but I don't know why.
Okay. All right. Well, Jamie, you're up then.
Okay. Well, hi everyone.
Peter, I'll tell you why it might be my iPad. When I kind of do this, it thinks I'm raising my hand. So if it doesn't seem to do that on my laptop yet. It's kind of freaky, but that might be it.
Hi, Jamie. Hey, it's good to see everyone. So I was 1 year behind Michaela. I graduated in 2016 with Danny, who'll be up next. I was a chemistry major at Stetson with a minor in Spanish. I went on to medical school at University of Florida, finished about a year and a half ago. And then last year I was in the middle of my intern year down in Tampa. So I finished up with that in June, made the move up to North Carolina. I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina now. I'm in diagnostic radiology residency at Wake Forest Baptist. So I'm really enjoying being up here. It's a bit of a change from being in Florida, especially now that it's getting a little cooler out. But I absolutely love my residency program. I think it was definitely the right choice for my training. It's just a really good learning environment. They work us pretty hard for a radiology standard, but in the broad sense of medicine, nothing like doing a surgery residency or anything like that. I still have plenty of time to do other things. Right now we're in the midst of prepping to take call. I'll start taking independent overnight call in January. So that'll be a big jump in training. So we're working hard to prepare for that. Doing some weekend shifts and extra lectures and studying to get ready, since that'll be me overnight without an attending reading behind me. So things that I put out there for the other emergency doctors to see, that they'll be using that to make decisions. So that's a pretty big deal for us. Otherwise, though, I've had plenty of free time on the weekends to go do a lot of hiking. I haven't really been doing as much kiteboarding, kind of hard being up in North Carolina, but I'm really close to a ton of really good mountains. So pretty much every single weekend I've been out hiking, doing some backpacking as well. So that's been really fun.
It always sucks following Jamie.
Oh.
Hi, my name is Danny Humphrey. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a 2016 graduate with Jamie. After leaving Stetson, went to Fordham Law School in New York City, where I spent 3 years, worked at the Center on National Security doing national security and terrorism research, and then moved down to Miami, Florida, where I clerked for a federal magistrate judge for a year, and then clerked for Florida Supreme Court Justice John Coryell. Finished up with the justice in August and joined a boutique law firm in Miami called Brodsky Fatiyev Wojtewicz. Don't ask me to say it again. And I've been working with them for, since August. As far as maintaining the Stetson connection, like Rena and Wyatt mentioned, I've been really involved with helping the mock trial team. We're trying to fundraise for them. So if you know anybody that wants to give to the mock trial team, please reach out to Rena. And I also was just appointed to be on the alumni board of directors. So really excited for that involvement and to be a part of the board over the next coming years.
Matthew Sweeney, I think you're up next. And then Peter, you get to go last.
Everyone, it's good seeing everyone. Last time I think we spoke, I was down in Naples. I recently moved up to Raleigh, North Carolina. And it's a funny story, actually. The way I found this job was through Hunter Wilkins. He called me up, I think it was last December, and said that one of his friends needed help with a finance question. So I called his friend and ended up being a job interview. And long story short, I'm now up in Raleigh working at a clinical lab on the financial strategy side. I still help my old boss at the fund on the side, but I'm focusing now more on the business finance side and the strategy and the profit reinvestment rather than just strictly investments. And it's been a really interesting change for me because I avoided all science classes in college, and now I'm regretting it as I've had to learn all the different lab processes and molecular sequencing and all this different stuff. And I actually, back when there was the Delta spike, because we do COVID testing as well. And when there's the Delta spike, I ended up working in the lab, helping accessioning samples and working my day job as a finance person. And then I worked 4 or 5 hours every night in the lab doing like accessioning for samples and scanning them in, making sure we're getting results out. And so it's been a great experience. Definitely exhausting. Luckily, we've seen a lot of that volume go down, and we've seen a lot of improvement on that side. But it was really fascinating to learn all the science and to really get to go somewhere that is way outside my comfort zone. So it's been a true blessing. Moving out of Naples was good for me because, as some of you may know, Naples doesn't have very many young people in it. So it's amazing having a young adult community up in Raleigh and having more people my age, and gotten really involved in the Catholic community here, which is something that I was looking for in Naples. So I think that's probably about it. I guess I passed the third CFA exam. So as I get more experience, hopefully in 6 months, I'll be eligible to apply and go through the final stages of getting my CFA charter. And I think that's it. It's great seeing everyone, hearing about everyone doing amazing things, which is always very inspiring. I just want to say thank you to the Novaks for all the opportunities you've given us all. So thank you.
I guess that's last is me. I'm the most recent graduate, graduated this past May, and I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted to do. So I actually ended up moving out west and working in Montana near Yellowstone National Park in a fly fishing guide / outfitters shop, where I did mostly a lot of fishing, but on top of that, helped a lot of different people get what they needed to go on different trips with our guides. I was about 5 minutes outside of Yellowstone National Park, so I went in there quite a bit this summer, and I lived in a cabin on Lake Henry in Idaho without Wi-Fi, which was definitely a big change for me. I'm sure some of you are probably like, Wi-Fi wasn't around when I was younger, but for me, it's been around forever, and so it was weird not having it. So that was a big change up. But I just finished that position, and I'm back home in Iowa for a couple weeks, and then I'm going to move a little bit further south into Idaho and work at a ski resort in Wyoming as a rental technician. And from there, I'm still trying to put the pieces together, but I'm thinking about being in Montana for one more summer. And while I'm out there, I'm actually going to be passing the time by studying for the GRE and hopefully applying for graduate school next winter, which gives me a good amount of time to actually figure out and hone in on which programs I actually want to apply to. My interests align with education / public policy, and I'm still trying to determine what route and what type of degree I want to do within that. But as of right now, it's about like a 2 or 3 year plan. It gets extended based on what program I actually apply to or get into. So, oh, and I forgot to mention the place I'm at now. Well, the winter job is right near the Grand Tetons. So when you go over the ridge to the ski resort, you see them in the background. So it's been a pretty like amazing experience, and very, very beautiful. I can't even put into words how gorgeous it is out there. And
a little pro tip as you're studying for the GRE that's helped me a lot. Granted, I took the GRE, like 5 years ago now, so it may not even exist anymore, but there was this app that lets you do like vocab games against other random people on the internet, and increasing your vocab is like the surest way to improve your verbal score in the GRE. And so instead of spending 5 minutes just like scrolling on your phone on social media, you could like play a little vocab game against someone else. And I remember when I was actually taking the GRE, like several of the words I saw on the exam, I remembered learning from that app. So.
Oh, cool. I'll have to look for that. Thank you.
I think the company that made it was called Magoosh, like
Magoosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's free. So it's definitely helpful for me.
Peter, which ski resort are you going to be working at?
So it's called Grand Targhee. There's not really a town nearby it. It's just kind of like there. The closest town is going to be Driggs, Idaho, like right across the border, and that's where I'll be living. I forgot to mention Dr. King, and Dr. King actually came out and visited me in Montana. They didn't already have a pre-planned trip to other places. They literally just came out for me, so that was really cool.
Yeah, we didn't go into Yellowstone or Grand Teton at all. We just turned around.
No, they just came to me and then went away. It was awesome.
We may come skiing though. We're gonna come skiing.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
awesome.
You get discounted lift tickets?
Yeah, I'm going to, and I get I think it's like transferable tickets to Big Sky, Jackson Hole, and then also my own resort for free. So it'll be really fun. But I'm sorry, that was a lot of.
If you really didn't get into Yellowstone, you missed it.
Beautiful.
And the Tetons, we did that a couple summers ago, and it was awesome.
Oh yeah, no, we went there too. Yes.
Okay, good.
Peter wasn't the focus of the trip. Sorry, Peter.
Yeah.
And the Badlands.
Oh, yes. Ernie's holding up. If you've been to Wall Drug in South Dakota, just at the top of the Badlands, this will make more sense. Yeah.
5-cent coffee. Still.
Yeah. Wall Drug is worth visiting.
And free ice water.
Did everybody went, right, Mike?
Yeah, I think that's it, right? Everyone had an opportunity. I didn't miss anybody, I hope. And so yeah, Ann and Jane and Wayne, if you'd like to say something else, please do.
I just wanted to say something quickly. I know, I know my dad would love to be participating in this, but even if he was wearing his hearing aid, which he really doesn't like to wear, he just wouldn't be able to hear it. So it would be really frustrating for him to try to sit and listen and stare at your faces and not hear anything.
And you all.
Yeah. So, but I know that he is just so proud of all of the things that you've done, not just at Stetson, but just the amazing people that you have turned into, and what you're doing to your local and even global communities. And we're just proud to have been a part of that. So come visit us in Chattanooga if you want to come say hello in the scenic city. So we'd love to see you.
We've got room.
Yeah.
New house.
One thing that might work for Dr. Edmunds, I know there's a lot of open source technologies where you can like upload a video and it will make transcriptions of the things that people say in the video. So maybe we could try uploading this video somewhere and like get the text so we could have subtitles at the bottom so he might be able to understand what people are saying. I don't know, just a thought.
Thank you, Sammy. I see Rena's acknowledging that. And I know a lot of times when I've recorded Zoom videos, when you upload them, yeah, it does some automatic transcriptions, which is super helpful. So thanks.
If this is recorded, Michael. Okay. So Wayne, you or me?
Yeah, either one. Jane or Wayne, please jump in.
Wayne? He's on mute or something. Wayne?
I said, I'll turn the mic over to you, hon.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all, this is, I got all emotional last year. I'll get emotional this year. This is what we dream about. This is what this scholarship program is all about. And being able to hear and see what you're doing is beyond rewarding in every way. Because, I just wish I could be with each of you personally, but this is the closest thing. And it's just awesome to hear what you're up to. We're so stinking proud of you. And I tell you, I have to thank my brother for, what he did to help us get this created, because it's going. And I don't know, Wayne, I'm saying the right thing, but we've got the other scholarship endowed now. So it's going on into perpetuate. I can't pronounce it, but and I loved hearing from some of you wonderful scholars and alumni that you want to be more involved, because that's our dream, is for you to become more involved with Stetson and this scholarship, so that we can, continue this program in the way, because, oh my gosh, what you all are doing is just awesome. And I love you.
Mike, could I say something that relates
Rena,
to
please, take
what
over,
Jane
yeah.
and Ann just shared? So I'm not sure if any of you were able to join the webinar for homecoming on Friday when Dean Sue Ryan of the library presented on the Stetson presidents. And
awesome.
There was a huge portion on Jane's dad and Ann's grandfather, J. Ollie Edmunds, and the impact that he had on this school is staggering. Probably the strongest impact of any president. Of course, the one who started the school was pretty important too, but the years that he served as president, it was just staggering. And we recorded that. So I will send that to each of you so you can watch it and you can see the legacy that each of you are carrying on of him and of both the families and the Novaks, the Edmunds, and we're just all so proud of you. It's so fun to watch you grow, and this program has had such a tremendous impact on this university. It's staggering what you're doing. I'm so proud of each of you. I love you all.
And in that history of the Stetson presidents, I learned a lot that I never knew about my dad. It was a wonderful program, but you all will learn things, I think, because I sure did. And it really is I'm anxious for you to hear it, because please share it with them, because you'll be proud. You'll enjoy it.
All right. Well, we appreciate everyone being here again.
I've got.
Wayne, please.
I'm going to speak over you. I just want to say that besides what everybody else has said, but Jane and I are so pleased and thankful for the leadership that Michael has given to the program now. And and carry it on. So because it's part of the glue that makes it all work. So thank you, Michael.
Oh, I appreciate the opportunity, and obviously it's fun to work with Stetson's best students and alum, right? So it's a joy for me. But I did want to close by saying I appreciate you all being here. We certainly will do this again next year, hopefully in a hybrid way, like Rena was saying. We can have some here and some remote. And the Edmunds initiative got mentioned earlier, and some of you have helped with that. And others will be asked to help in the future. Basically, that's a program that started, I think we've done 3 of them so far, right? So it started just a couple of years ago. We try to do an event each semester that makes the program a little bit more, apparent to others on the campus. So we'll be asking you all to participate. Maureen participated a few weeks ago, and Dane, Moran, and Michaela. It was a medically related one, so we had some of the physicians come back and help us, but we'll be asking you all to do that frequently. So pay attention to emails from the students. I have them organize it, but we certainly will continue to do that. So we appreciate you all being here. Rena, I don't know if you have any closing things you'd like to say.
Just Ansley asked about the buds. They weren't able to come today because they had a conflict. So we'll be sending them the recording. So they're really important to this family as well. So thanks for asking, Ansley.
They're doing great. They're doing just great. All their grandchildren are, all their kids and grandchildren are all in the Atlanta area. So they get to see them all. So they're doing real well. Stay busy.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, everyone. Sending you all love and light, and go Hatters.
Go Hatters.
Stay in touch with each other. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you. Everybody.
Bye.